Okay, another day, another video. Today I'm going to run you through, as you see by the title, say what you for. Basic training. This is the first order run through on the tier 3 difficulty hard, so get straight into it. The team you're assigned to. As I said with the previous videos that I've made around Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, these are obviously for people who are still very early to the game and who just aren't too sure about all the mechanics and how best to play it. Now, this one is a little bit tough. It's definitely harder than the Empire one. So what you probably want to consider is a little bit about each character. I've moved the camera out of the way this time because before I made the mistake of keeping it here and it blocked it. You don't necessarily always have to go with their special moves if you aren't going to get a great benefit to it. Now, this is a great move because you give 100% turn meter to an ally and advantage, but as you can see, everyone's turn meter, the blue bar, they're all pretty much full. Everyone's got advantage, so you can hold this one. This also dispels all the debuffs, but there aren't any. So taking a look at pinning shot, the third move, deal physical turn to target enemy and remove 50% turn meter. That can come in extremely handy off the bat. Now, Rey doesn't have any turn meter. You probably want to take out maybe the resistance troopers first, or even Finn. BB-8 if you can. There's a bit of variety in there. What's probably going to be a main crux at this stage is that Finn and Poe are going to be the tanks, and they're going to soak up, or it's a little bit like with the Rebels one. You notice there's 6 characters for this as well. With the Rebels one, when you had the 2 stormtroopers who were using their taunt, this occasion you've got Poe and Finn. So if any turn meter is removed, each ally gains 15% turn meter. Again, probably not something too needed at this minute. Deal physical deal physical damage to target enemy at 20% critical damage, and if any ally has advantage, this attack is guaranteed a critical hit. So your best bet straight off the bat is just go straight for the first move. I'm going to target Finn first. Kylo's middle move will give everybody 25% turn meter when they've got advantage. As you can see, like I said, they're all there anyway. His third move, deal physical damage to a target enemy, and if Kylo has full health, you inflict stun for 1 turn, and then 75% damage if he's below full health. His first move, 75% chance to inflict healing immunity for 2 turns, and 75% chance to inflict damage over time for 3 turns. So either or is probably useful. I'm gonna go straight off the bat and stun good old Finn. First order TIE pilot. Deal physical damage to target enemy and inflict offense down for 2 turns on a critical hit. If first order TIE pilot has advantage, also inflict buff immunity and health down for 2 turns. Another one that's very useful. The double tap move, the first one, that's probably even more handy at this moment in time. Deal physical damage to target enemy with a 50% chance to attack again. This chance is doubled if first order TIE pilot has advantage, which you see he does. If the second attack scores a critical hit, gain advantage for 2 turns, so he can keep it. So, going to go straight off the bat. Both were critical hits. Phasma's an interesting one. Allies gain 50% turn meter and advantage for 2 turns. Now, the only one without that is First Order Officer in terms of advantage, but you can see 3 of the tunes here could do with the turn meter. Whereas you've got Fusillade, deal physical why do I keep saying animal? Deal physical damage to all enemies with a 90% chance to inflict speed down for 2 turns. At this minute, probably just going to go with that. First order stormtrooper, go with a taunt so you can concentrate attacks on him and everyone gets the defense up. Now we're back to first order officer. Again, all of the turn meter is pretty high, so again, I probably wouldn't even go for that first one. And then here you can remove turn meter, so I'm probably actually going to go for this move and then just give that little bit extra to everybody else. Their turn meter is pretty low at this point, and I've just taken that away from Finn, the little that he had. Again, we'll go for that double tap first move. Probably don't need to go straight for outrage unless you wanted to sort of use that on somebody else. For now, I'm actually going to go for the middle move because there's 3 characters here obviously that needs their turn meter up. So this one, as you can see, is very much about advantage and turn meter. You want to reduce turn meter from the enemy while boosting up your own. That way you can just have continual hits going. Now we've got Phasma. I could use her first move. Deal physical damage to target enemy and inflict defense down for 2 turns on a critical hit. If attack is not a critical hit, Phasma has 50% chance to gain advantage for 2 turns instead. So we will actually go for the third move, Fusillade, and inflict that speed down on everybody. Keep that going. First order Stormtrooper, he can also inflict speed down, and it's a 100% chance if you get a critical hit. If first order Stormtrooper has advantage, dispel all buffs from the target. So Finn doesn't have any buffs, but his turn meter is kind of the highest anyway, so I'm going to go straight for it. So as you can see, I'm kind of just at this stage. I would have liked to have gotten the cooldown for that, but that's okay. I'm going to go and inflict that healing buff because that's a good one to keep away from him, actually, if I'm honest. Again, first order TIE Pilot, I'm just going for the basic move. Now I've got a reason to use marching orders, which I will use on Kylo Ren, get that way back up again. Just because, if I can click her, just because her turn meter is getting higher, I'm going to put that stun on Rey. Oh, didn't get it, but fair enough, no worries. And then I'm just going to concentrate my efforts on Finn here for the minute. Now everybody's got their defense up and he's already taunting. So, I mean, I can get the 25% turn meter for everyone. Actually, we're going to do that. We're going to keep it going. Even though I don't particularly really need to, we're going to keep that going. And then I can remove the turn meter, which I will do from Poe. And then we can just concentrate efforts on Finn. Keep that turn meter high. As you can see, they're barely even able to get an attack on me at this stage. We will go for the advantage boost there and just pick off Finn. 1 down. Now, probably gonna go for Rey Scav next. I will give that to first order. First order TIE Pilot. Again from Kylo. Keep that going, getting them extra attacks in, and keep the speed down up, and Rey's down. So as you can see, there is not a great amount of work involved in it if you are picking the right moves. We will go ahead and remove that turn meter from BB-8, simply because BB-8, as you can see that little symbol there, secret intel gives 25% potency, spreads to allies that use a special ability, and reduces cooldowns on BB-8. And BB-8 has a third move as well, which gives them all buffs, and you want to try and keep that away. So, as you can see, now Poe's gone for the taunt. But at this stage, we've probably done enough to keep... Oh, okay, I lost one. That's fine. More than likely going to happen. Let's go for the stun. So I got 2 stunned. I haven't even really used the special move at all on TIE Fighter Pilot. So we're just going to go ahead and knock off Poe now. Just because he's got the taunt. You know what? We are going to go use the special move because I can get that extra debuff in there. And then that's pretty much where you just keep going with it. Remove turn meter. So like I said, boost your own turn meter and remove the enemies. First order are great for this. It's pretty self-explanatory. I'm kind of sitting here even umming about additional advice to give you guys just because it's that straightforward. I mean, don't worry about doing it perfectly. I'm just going to go ahead and take BB-8 out. I did say at the beginning you could probably take the 2 troopers out if you want to. Like I said, there's not, you know, a particular order to do this in, but I would definitely recommend taking out Finn and Poe and Rey first if you can. And then, yeah, pretty much game over at this point. There you go. Nice and easy. Got my victory. And then got my prize for it too. So I hope that's been very helpful for you if you were getting stuck on it at all. Like I said, it was not too difficult. Definitely not as difficult as the Rebels one. Check out the Rebels video if you were having trouble with that. Although I suppose if you're at this point, you've already passed that now. Yeah, that's about all I can leave you with. So like I said, I hope it's been helpful. My name's Jack, XammoGames, however you like to call me. And I'll probably make another Star Wars Galaxy Heroes related video next week, which I imagine will probably be resistance next week, and we'll show how resistance works against first order in the opposite direction. So until next time, see you later.